a little bit of pressure. You feel some like tiredness. You start to feel that sort of like burnout, and you're wondering, where am I with everything, and where am I going to finish this year, and is anybody really listening to me, because I feel like I keep posting and no one's saying anything. And all of those feelings are very, very normal. So tonight on the call, I really wanted to give you sort of a game plan for how you can really map out the rest of your month, the ability to make sure that you're finishing the year strong, because we know that in this business, what you do now is actually going to matter most in January and February. So you're doing the work now, and you're going to reap the benefits from it a couple months from now. So it really is about setting the stage. It really is about putting yourself out there and really making yourself very attractive, making yourself marketable at this point. Because right now, this is when it matters. This is when it's going to make the biggest difference if in your business. So what does Megan want to know? Yes, it will be recorded. I do record them. I do prefer for this particular series that people be on live. It's my birthday and I'm here. So when people aren't here, I'm kind of like, I'm committed. You have to commit too. Like, I am going to work with the willing. That's the bottom line. That's how I have to do this. So if you're here, I appreciate you taking the time to be here. So with that being said, we're kind of going to jump into the call tonight and kind of go from there. So let me share my screen real quick to show you what I have. Okay. All right. So we are on the week 1 of our boot camp. And now I want to make sure this is clear that this is not a push to a rank group, but this is really helping you to refocus on the basics of your business. No matter what rank you are, if you're a coach, an emerald coach, a diamond coach, a star diamond coach, a fallen diamond coach, whatever your rank is right now, this month is really focused on you, your personal business, your personal sales, and how you can personally grow in the coming months. This is not about really leadership. This is not really about how to grow your team. This is not about your team's volume, because everything really rises and falls on what you bring. Your team is going to duplicate what you do. So we have to go back to the basics. We are all in the same page. We're all in that point where we're basically looking at these next 2 months as an opportunity, not an obstacle. And it really is going to start with how we talk to ourselves. And it really is going to be about rooting ourselves in a very strong why. So with that being said, welcome. And tonight we're going to focus on 3 things that I really think are going to add some value to your November month. So the first thing that we're going to talk about tonight is getting your mind right, getting in this stage of success, putting yourself in the position to win, and giving yourself this no matter what scenario. We look sometimes at success as you're either going to be successful or you aren't going to be successful. So you have your plan A, I'm going to be successful, but you can fall back on plan B, and that's try something else and try something else and try something else. Or try another avenue, or don't do Beachbody anymore and jump to another MLM, or do something else. The truth of the matter is, and what we're going to talk about tonight, is it is just a matter of choice. Your success in January is truly a matter of the choices that you make now. Your choice to be on this call or not be on this call. Your choice when you clicked join the November boot camp or don't join the November boot camp. Your choice to participate in the power hour or not to participate in the power hour. Your choice to invite, your choice to use the bat, your choice to do personal development. All of that is going to compound and have a direct connection to the impact of your business. I made a choice to be on this call tonight instead of sitting on the couch with my husband. It is a choice, and it is part of what success looks like. So how are we going to get there? We're going to talk about 3 obstacles that we are going to face within the business. And then we're going to nip them in the bud, and we are going to review them. We are going to prepare, and we are going to actually put a plan of attack in place so that we are doing those essentials to move forward. And the last two things we're going to talk about tonight is the cash for Christmas. If you were on Melanie's call on Monday night, she introduced it. I want to just review that if you did not. Okay. All right. So first of all, tonight we're going to talk about getting your mind right. So I don't want you guys to have to say anything out loud, but this is really where I want you to do some reflecting. I want you to start thinking about your business. New coaches, coaches who have been in it, coaches who are diamond, coaches, it doesn't matter. It's a really clean slate. It is very clean slate because that's what we have to do to really get our mind right in this mojo for success. So there are just three basic big questions that I want to ask you. And you don't have to answer, but I want you to reflect on them for a minute. Number one, what are you willing to sacrifice? Does that mean you're willing to sacrifice your favorite TV show? When you're, working on your fitness journey because you're documenting it and you're sharing it, are you willing to sacrifice that extra piece of cake? Are you willing to sacrifice magazines or novels and then replace them with personal development? Are you willing to sacrifice those times where you go hang out with your friends on a Thursday evening for happy hour because you know that you are committed to a call that you are supposed to be on? What is your sacrifice that you yourself are willing to make? I think sometimes we have this vision of what our businesses are supposed to look like because we see the end result. We see where somebody else is, and we don't necessarily see them sacrificing anymore. But I can tell you that along the path, there are certain sacrifices that you have to make. The second one is, are you committed? And I was thinking about this, and my question is this your plan A, and do you have a plan B? Because is your plan B your easy way out? Because with my thought on how this has worked for me is when I went all in, when I decided I was going to do this full time, there was no plan B. It was, I have to be successful at this. And so there wasn't any of this, oh, well, I didn't hit my goal, or, oh, well, I didn't achieve Success Club, or, oh, well, it was truly that I was committed because it mattered so much to me. There wasn't a plan B, it was plan A. On your own, I want you to ask yourself, are you committed, or are you looking for another way out? Are you looking for something else that can replace this? Are you constantly thinking of other things that you can do to be successful instead of really focusing on the business to be more successful? Are you committed? I mean, the question is really basic, but really when you ask yourself it, if you're kind of going back and forth with your answer, you might not be that committed. Third is focus. Successful coaches are disciplined. Nobody in this business is going to make sure they are holding your hand, that you are doing the things that you are supposed to do. You are your own CEO. And for many of us, that's weird. I started as a teacher. I had state standards to meet. I had a principal in the school district. I had the school board. I had parents. I had all of these people who were keeping me accountable to my work. And my paycheck was dependent on the fact that I was doing my job. With Beachbody, you're the CEO. You're the one who has to say, this matters enough to me. Nobody's going to go into your back office and make sure you're doing your job. No one's going to check your BAT every week after week after week and say, oh, you didn't invite today. You didn't do this today. You didn't do your personal development today. You are the one that has to do that. It's a self-discipline. It's something that you become very aware of over time. It's a matter of being able to focus. When you sit down for an hour, you ever think about setting your timer and saying, I'm giving myself 45 minutes to do a blog. I'm giving myself 1 hour to focus, invite, follow up and talk to 3 new people. When you are focused on the goal, you will not get distracted. So while you're sitting here and reflecting on your business, ask yourself how focused you are. Are you really focused? Or do you kind of let all these other bells and whistles sort of get in the way? Or you might be, inviting someone or talking to someone, and then you see, somebody pop up in your news feed, and then you go and you read an article, and then 10 minutes later you forgot that you were actually inviting someone. Ever happened to you? It does when we're not focused. But when you're so laser focused on the goal and what you need to be able to do, you don't get distracted like that anymore. So questions that I really want you to start thinking about to really get yourself in this mindset. Got to go back to why. I know we talk about it all the time, but we need that why. We need a strong and solid why. Why do you want to do this? And what does that exactly mean? And why does it matter to you? Why does success matter to you? What is it about Beachbody that matters to you? What do I have to offer as a coach that other coaches in the network don't have to offer? What makes me stand apart? What makes me different from other people? Would I bet on myself? If there were cards on the table and people were betting, would I be somebody who would bet on myself? What does that success look like to you? And then what's our plan to get there? And if you have the plan, what's preventing you from getting there? So I'm giving you all of these questions, right? Because as we get into the new year, the first thing that we want to do before we set any big goals is we have to reflect on where we are. And we have to look at fear versus faith. And I was watching this amazing, I think it was Soul Sunday on Oprah. And it was Dr. Bren Lee, something like that. And I think I posted it. I can't remember where I posted it or where I shared it, but it was fear versus faith. And I just did a blog post on it it was my gratitude post, but she talks about how you can't have fear and faith in the same thought process. So if you're sitting here thinking about all the reasons why Beachbody isn't going to work, you start thinking of all the reasons why it isn't working, and you start thinking of all the things and all the excuses and all the reasons and everything that's standing in your way, and all of a sudden that faith and that belief and that why is gone, because the two just can't stand together. You have to think to yourself, is my fear outweighing my faith, or is my faith outweighing my fear? And where are you on that spectrum? Because you can't have both. You really have to say to yourself, I believe I can be successful at this. I believe that this can work. But I also need to get my head right. And I need to make sure that I'm doing those essential things that need to be done daily in order to be successful. Because it's not that Beachbody isn't working. It's probably that we're not working. Make sense? All right, so let's review the season of growth for a couple minutes, okay? I asked you guys to pick up your copy of Take the Stairs. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, did you guys get this book yet? The Take the Stairs book? If you have not, you want to make sure that you get it, because tonight we're just talking about like 3 parts of it, but it's amazing. It is so good, and it's really going to make you reflect and think about where you are and what is standing in your way. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about are those hurdles. And the first one is just reviewing, so reflecting. So we're in this stage of reviewing. And what I need you guys to do is open up either your back office if you're on a computer, or I need you to sort of just make a mental note, because you're going to have to go back to do this. And if you're a new coach, fantastic. You just need to, you don't need to do this right now. You don't have to reflect on this right now, but you will eventually need to. So after your first month into coaching, you're going to need to come back to this. So here's what I need you to think about. In your own Facebook timeline, in your like page, in your Instagram, on your Twitter, or on your blog, or whatever, you need to go back and look at some insights. And you need to figure out what was really gaining you traction and what was not working. Because chances are there's a connection to what your sales were at any given month. So in your back office, you want to look at, when were my peaks? When were my highest sales? What were my highest sales? What was I doing around that time? So if you're thinking back to July when you had really high sales around size, well, how are you talking about it? How did you promote it? What were you saying about size? Were you doing your workouts? Were you consistent with drinking your Shakeology and sharing your Shakeology? What were you doing that was working? And then on the flip side, if you've had this season of struggle, I want you to go back and look at your posts. Go back and look at the things that you've noticed about your business. What are the things that were working? What are the things that weren't working? What are the struggles that you had? What are some of the things, the obstacles that you were facing? What was happening in your life when those things were going on? And how did you deal with it? How did you react to it? I know that, I think Taylor, I was talking to her today, and she had mentioned to me, she said, do you realize that I went diamond during a campaign, and I went star diamond during a campaign? And for her, it was so much because her push in the business was related to her push in her philanthropy for her causes. So if you are someone who notices you have these moments of jump, your highest recruitment months, your highest your highest sales, your highest personal commission, what was happening in your life when that was happening? Because it's connected to the business in some way. It's in your post, it's how you show yourself, it's how you reveal yourself. So if you're saying to yourself, I'm in a slump right now, I'm not feeling good, I'm not doing what I usually do, it's hard, you're talking to yourself in a way that's going to be your truth. So if you believe it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you believe that you're in a funk, you're in a funk. You need to get out of the funk. And it's portraying and it's showing itself, revealing itself in your business. Make sense? All right. Go back to what you love about this company. What you felt when you signed up as a coach. What you felt brought you to it. When were you so happy that you did this? When was one of those moments where you were on top of the world, excited about this business, excited about your challenge groups, excited for other people because you wanted to scream from the rooftops, I'm a coach? What was that moment? What drove that moment? What continues to make that moment make you smile? What is it about it? Because you need to make sure that what you felt in that moment is something you're still feeling now. And yeah, there's peaks, there's valleys in your business, but you still want to love the business. And if you don't love it right now, what do you need to go back to that feeling? How can you go back to when it was that you loved this business? What drove you at your most successful moments? Was it a push? If you were pushing for Diamond or pushing for Emerald or pushing to achieve Success Club, what drove you? What made you say, I will meet this goal? What was it in you? It wasn't something exterior, it was interior. What was it that drove you? Because have you ever felt like when you achieve a goal, when you feel like I nailed it, I did it, you feel so good, right? Whether it's your fitness goal or your business goal, or you lost your 10 pounds, or you signed 2 new coaches, or you really ran a successful challenge group and you feel on top of the world, right? There's something about those moments that are so critical to our businesses. And we need to get back to those moments and celebrate those small successes. What are the moments that you're celebrating? What are the things that you're celebrating in your business? And it might be weekly, but at some point, if you don't feel like you're celebrating the good things you're doing, you're going to get lost and you're not going to feel that love for the business anymore. What's your biggest aha moment so far this year in your business? What are the things that you've noticed? What are you realizing? Are you realizing that, you know, you have to post consistently? What was it? What was something that made you go, oh, I need to shift that, or I need to change that, or, oh my gosh, this actually works? What is your aha moment in the business? What are you discovering this year that is working for you or not working for you? And what was it that happened that made you feel that certain way? Let's talk about preparation, okay? Because this is kind of important. And I have for you a very messy November calendar, but this is what it looks like. When I get to that point where I'm at about the end of the month, and I really need to think about all of the things that I sort of have going on in my life, I know that I really need to focus on my calendar and I need to think about what my audience needs. So if you have your calendar out, I want you guys to open it up and figure out, and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to invite people, but I'm going to know exactly what I'm inviting them to. So here's what I do. I lay out my calendar and I basically say to myself, okay, what do I need to do? What are my focus? What are the things, the areas that I really want to concentrate on? All right, so this month I know that I need to focus on recruitment. I need to make sure that I'm adding 6 new coaches this month to my personal organization, my personally sponsored. That's my personal goal. So I really want to make sure that almost the last 3 weeks of the month are really focused on advertising for coaching. So my first week of the month where you guys see this business boot camp, that's you guys. And I'm starting my 25 days of gratitude. My goal for the 25 days of gratitude is to get myself to SC 5 by this time it starts on Monday. I need to go back one. Sorry. By the time it starts on Monday. And then that whole next week, I am advertising for a free group. And I think I called it Before You Gobble Till You Wobble, I think is what it's called. It's a free event. It's open to anyone. My job is to create a free PDF for anyone who participates in it. That's going to be specifically seven holiday meals that people can fix and it's clean. I am also going to do a very quick 3-week holiday survival that's going to be based on the 21-day fix. Why? Because it's on sale. I want to help people get results now before Hammer and Chisel comes out. So the preseason, I actually crossed out because I realized my weeks were wrong. The preseason is going to be the week before. It's going to be the same week of the holiday fixins, the wobble till you gobble. That is going to be preseason too. And I did it this way because I want to advertise holiday survival as you can eat your turkey, you can have your glass of wine, you can enjoy the holidays, but I'm still going to make sure that those days that you are not enjoying your Thanksgiving dinner, that you're on track with your holiday containers, that you are focusing on those containers, that you are following those containers. And so that holiday survival is going to take me into December, and Hammer and Chisel is released on the 2nd. So my goal is to help people get results in those 3 weeks, so that whenever Hammer and Chisel is released, I can start the preseason for that on the 7th of December. So I say this to myself. I say to myself, what are the areas that people need? I know that my specific audience likes gratitude, anything gratitude. So I am going to go with gratitude. They are thinking about Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm going to help them clean up their Thanksgiving dinners. I'm going to do blog posts about cleaning up your holiday dinners. I'm going to post various recipes. I'm going to show different things that I'm eating or that my kids are making or my kids are eating to help them throughout the holidays, so that even if they are like, no, not right now, I'm not interested right now, I know that they are going to come back to me because I have been consistent throughout the month of November. So as long as I stay consistent throughout the month of November, I know that these people are going to come back to me. So exactly that. I have my 25 days of gratitude started on the second preseason. I have the free holiday fix-ins, which is the wobble till you gobble. It starts on the 16th. I'm starting a preseason for a holiday survival group that is also going to start on the 16th. I am then also going to do a Cozy Up to Coaching, very quick 3-day open house on coaching because nobody's going to be checking anything on Thanksgiving. And then finally, my new coach training will start on the 30th of the month. I think to myself, okay, end of the year, who wants to start coaching? People who want to start coaching are the people who, number one, probably want to get a discount when that hammer and chisel comes out. Number two, they are probably the people who know that January is going to be a great month for people looking to get fit. I want to start you now. I want to help you now. I want to help you build the foundation of your business now, so when January hits, you're going to be like, I got this. I'm ready to run a challenge group. I'm ready to help with a challenge group and advertise for a challenge group. And then the new coach training will start on the 30th so that I can help them achieve their goals. So that's what my month looks like. Knowing the other things that I have going on. I know that I have a 3 Vitals training going on. I know that I have an elite retreat in Bedford that I have going on. I have birthday parties. I have stuff going on throughout the month. So now is the time that I block it out. So if you have questions about how to map your month, that's your first thing. Because once you stick to your map, once you stick to your month, it's pretty easy to watch it flow, to kind of go from one marketing strategy to the next marketing strategy. But you think of your audience. You don't want to do these really long 60-day groups because people aren't thinking in terms of 60 days. They're thinking short. They're thinking in chunks of how the month is. They're thinking before Thanksgiving. They're thinking survival through Thanksgiving. They're probably not looking to get a 6-pack. They're probably just looking to not pack on the pounds. They want to know that they can still be healthy, but they still want to eat their mashed potatoes. So I want to teach them portion control. Those are the kind of things that I think about. Those are the kind of things that sort of go through my mind as I work through the month. Control the controllable. Okay, guys. You might not have control over volume, over what your team is doing, and that's okay. It's okay. But what you do have control over is what you're doing. So here's my tip for you. Select one program. Focus on getting results with one program. Share those results. Danielle Natoni on a national wake-up call about 2 weeks ago said, I don't really get into hybrids. She talked about hybrids because I believe that these products work individually on their own, and they do. Prove it. You have the 21-day fix. You have the 21-day fix on Extreme on sale. Guys, do the 21-day fix or the 21-day fix Extreme and show that it works. I mean, you could start now and by the end of the month have great results to share on your Facebook page and have people go, oh, it's on sale for $10 with Shakeology. I can do that. Start now and consistently every day in some way talk about it. So tonight, even though I didn't talk much on my Facebook page, I still said my husband made me a 21-day fixed cake. Still ate my yellow containers, still followed my containers, but I still ate my cake. You're still doing that. When you're talking about those things, when you're saying those things, you're just making sure that you're present and you're showing people you are a product of the product. You know, that's important. If you are feeling yourself right now get off track, reach out to your direct upline and say, you know what? I think I need to be in a challenge group. I think I need to be in a challenge group. And if you go in a challenge group with your upline coach, talk about it. Use that as an opportunity to talk on social media about what it's like to be a challenger, what it's like to be in a challenge group. What are the things you experience in there, the mindset, the things you think about, the things that are said, the way that you sort of focus your mind and your mindset to be successful. And again, I can't say this enough. You've got to invite. You've got to make sure that you're talking to people, that you're fostering relationships, because even if they aren't buying the product right now, even if they are just, I'm going to wait till January, they're that kind of person, they want to know you care. They want to know that they want to invest in you, that you're the real deal. And how do you do that? You're present on social media. You're showing people that you're a product of the product, and you're going out of your way to like their stuff. You're talking to them. You're forming relationships with them. This is your business, right? So I have to suggest highly, even though it feels like a lot, run 2 groups per month, whether it's a free group and a challenge group, or a free group and, a boot camp group, or 3 short groups, or whatever kind of groups you are focusing on. Reach out to your upline. See what kind of group she's running. See if you can get in on a group with her if she's available to, or run your own. But you have to run at least 2 groups per month, because it keeps people coming to you. It keeps people engaged. If you only run one group at the beginning of the month and you don't run anything else, people are going to be like, what are you inviting to? You can't invite for something that you're not going to start until December 2nd. There's 21 days that you can work on now, but you got to help them now. And take time to block out your schedule. Build your schedule now. Sit down, flat piece of paper, and write out your calendar and say, this is what I'm sticking to. And gosh, guys, if it fails, if something doesn't work, oh well, it's okay. You're going to fail at something. You're going to fail at some of this, and it's okay. And you're going to reflect, and you're going to learn from it. But you're not going to give up. You're just going to keep going. You keep going whether it works or it doesn't work. So guys, this is where you have to get into action. This is where you actually have to start working. And that is that you are doing your 3 vitals. 3 vitals. So I gave to you guys some samples of trackers. Did you guys see them in the group? So those examples of trackers that I have for you, they're super easy, but you have to print them out. And you have to actually use them. And you have to actually do the things on the BAT to show that you are going to succeed. So you track your contacts and your activity, not just one or the other. By tracking contacts, I mean you aren't looking at your Facebook Messenger and scrolling through and going like, oh crap, I forgot to follow up with her. Totally telling you this from experience, because this has happened to me. But you have to go back, and you have to go actually be able to write down your contacts. Because what happens is when you write them down, you might go, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Carrie in over a month. I need to make sure I follow up with her, just check in with her to see what she's up to. Write them, Excel sheet, or just on a piece of paper. I use my whiteboards, and then I transfer them to notebooks if I don't. Whatever your system is for tracking, make sure you have it for your contacts and your activity. I like this one. I don't remember what coach made it, but it's easy. Like, it's definitely like, I can check this off, and you feel good when you check something off, right? You do something, you check it off, you kind of smile and go, I feel a little more accomplished. I got something done. Make sure that you're doing your 2 to 3 posts a day on social media, and just become that girl, because that's the image that you want to present now. Is you're becoming that girl, the girl who sells the Shakeology, the girl who wakes up at 6 a.m. and posts a workout picture, the girl who gives me healthy recipes, the girl who gives me daily motivation, the girl who makes me really start to think about my own health. What is that girl you want to be? Because you want to become that girl, so people who might not say what your name is, they might go like, oh, Jenna, she's that girl who does the Shakeology, or she's that one who posts that motivational stuff like every morning at 6 in the morning. You want to become that girl that people talk about in a positive way, because you're portraying yourself in a positive way consistently. Become what you want to be known for. That's what that girl is. You just become what you want to be known for, whatever that is. And I encourage all of you to write down that word. What do you want to be known for? What's the girl that you want to be known for? Do you want to be the girl who's known for having a six-pack? Do you want to be the girl who's known for having an amazing transformation? Do you want to be the girl who's known for giving people hope? What do you want to be known for? And I'm not talking about just being the girl who sells Shakeology, but what's the girl behind the Shakeology? Who are you behind that person? That's what you want people to start knowing you for. And that's when you know that, you start portraying that. You start just doing it naturally in your posts. And simplify it. You have a power hour available to you. Your power hour is so easy. It's so easy. Remember that night in the KB where I was like, this is our power hour. We just powered through. We added 2 friends. We connected with 5 people. We sent out invites. We checked in with our challenge groups. We did all of that. You can do that within 1 hour a day. So if you're saying to me, it's the holidays, I'm busy, I don't have time, check yourself. Check yourself. Because really you do. I mean, you really do. Truly. It's just a matter of, is it a priority to me? Does it matter enough to me? Is my why strong enough that I'm going to do it? And I'll post this call in the group, and I'll post this slide, the power hour slide, because I have a feeling people are going to want to see it. Okay, and real quick, and then I'm going to open it up for just a few minutes for you guys to ask questions. The cash for Christmas, I want to do this, and I want all of you to print this, and you guys can send it to me, because this particular group, I'm going to do my own prizes for. This cash for Christmas by December 25th, our job is to make sure that we are going to achieve $500 in personal sales, meaning that $500 commission in personal sales by December 25th to win a prize. So I want you to print this out, and every Thursday that you go into your back office and you look at that first column that says retail or subscription commission, that's what counts towards your cash for Christmas. Just add it up week after week. Challenge yourself and say to yourself, well, how many people did I invite? Can I invite more? Can I talk to more people? This is controllable. This is not team volume. This is personal volume. This is the number of people that you personally are bringing in. And remember that Success Club leads to not just customer leads, but when you hit 10, you're getting retail commission on the spot for those Success Club leads too. So print this out. Start working on it. This Thursday will be the first Thursday that you write down what you earn commission-wise this first week. All right, so I just wanted to say, so in this book that I'm reading, and it was on page 69, I think, this stuck out to me. This was just like him just like yelling at me. So it's so funny, I guess. So I see people do this business and then leave this business and be good at this business and hit a rock, and they leave this business and they say, I'm going to be successful somewhere else, that I'll be fast. It'll be faster. I can be more successful at something else. But I want to challenge you a little bit to read this and to think about it. And he says to crush it where you're at. And so it's November. And when you ask me, Katie, this is hard and I don't know if I can keep doing it, I am going to ask you this question. Have you maximized your potential in your current situation? Meaning that, have I done everything in my power to be successful and I'm not successful? Because chances are you can't say that. Have you maximized your potential where you are? So you have to just do it. You must do everything in your power to reach the top of whatever game you're playing. This is your business, 100%. If you're successful at this, you're going to be successful at everything, at anything. If you're struggling with this and you fail at this because you give up, chances are you're going to fail at something else. You crush it where you're at. crush it with where you're at. You go to it with I don't have a plan B attitude. There is plan A, and I've got to get myself together. I've got to get back to my basics. I've got to do the vitals, and I can't depend on anyone else to do it but me, because that's what I have control over. So I'm not going to expect anyone else to do the work for me. I'm going to do my work first. And then if I am leading it because I'm doing it, I'm telling you that other people are going to watch you and they're going to duplicate what you do. It's not a matter of luck. It's not a matter of where did I end up in the organization. It's not a matter of I recruited the right person or I got lucky. It is a matter of, are you willing to do today what other people won't do so that one day you can do what other people can't? That truly is what it's about. This game, this game is about you. It is about you doing the work, not your team, what you are doing. Because your team just duplicates what you do. Make sense? All right, so I am going to stop the share and I want to open it up for questions to you guys. So what do you guys have for me? Nothing? Girl, there was no way. I was just saying, we just got home for 2 seconds. Okay. Hi, Liz. Cool. Do I have you guys kind of thinking a little bit? So where are we right now? So I want to see who's on this call. Jenna, Amber. Hi, Allison. What do you guys have? Do you guys have questions? Do you have comments? Do you have something that made you go like, like I get it, or something that clicked, or something that made you kind of go, oh crap? Like what's on your mind? Like what are you thinking?
I like the maximize your potential thing, because there are days when it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what else to try, but there's a million more things to do.
Yeah.
So I like that. And that's something to keep in mind every time you feel down. There's more you can do.
So Jenna, so this was back in October. So I remember thinking back in October, like, really like kind of thinking to myself, I don't think new people are seeing me. I remember thinking that. And I knew that Facebook had kind of changed these algorithms around a little bit. And so my blog wasn't being seen as much as it had been. So I created a free event, and it had been probably 2 years. I'm not kidding you, since I had created a free event. And so I came up with a clever name, and it was just What a Bunch of Crock is what the name of the group was, right? And I had 800 people go to the event. And I don't know what it was, but there was keywords like share. I said, share this event on your timeline. And what happened was I started building all of these new contacts. But I failed too, because it got complicated, because I didn't say, like, if you're a coach, you can't do this and you can't. So I realized that even though there were some things that I wouldn't do the same way, I realized that I am lying to myself if I say, number one, this market is saturated, because it is not. You need to get that through your head now. It is not at all. We are not even close to what we are going to be doing. We are very close to going out of or into the UK. So that's a big deal for us. That is. So we want to make sure that you guys understand that there's still a lot of people here that need our help. And if you feel like there's just too many coaches, that you feel like the market is saturated, you need to just say to yourself, this is where I make it fun. This is where I start to really challenge myself and say, how can I market myself differently? How can I get out there differently? How can I be seen more? What kind of posts can I do that are going to bring new people to me? Or where can I go? Like if I search this Facebook link, if you just go to Facebook and you click search and you go to girls who live in Oklahoma and like yoga pants, you're going to find new people. Like you're going to find new people by clicking that search button. But you can't limit yourself to only thinking there is a small amount of people. Have fun with it. Make your free events, or, create groups that are for people who run, and just invite everybody and just have fun with it. You don't make it about a sale, but you make it about relationships, connecting, forming, meeting new people, for sure. And you're right, you know, Jenna, like it's easy. It's really easy to say like, can I do this? Am I cut out for this? But if you start to ask yourself that, you start to doubt yourself. And then all of a sudden these doubts that creep in, they continue to creep in, and then they just take over your mindset. And so you have to really shift your way of thinking. And I'm going to find that post. Did I post it in there? I might have posted it in the group about fear versus faith. Did I post it in here? Guys, she has this whole series, and it really is making me reflect on my business, and it's making me reflect on my goals and where I am, and even my leadership, you know, what I need to do. Because it's true, you can't have both. You can't, you know. So if you ask yourself that, Jenna, have I maximized my potential? It's kind of like, I haven't. Like, I haven't even scratched the surface. Cool. What else do you guys have? Yeah, and Vesna, it's consistency too. So when you are sharing your before and afters, when you're sharing your transformations, you don't just post it once and then never again. You consistently, you know, you share that before and after, or you talk about where you are now, or you talk about like other transformations. You know, even in the files section in the Knockout Brigade, there's a whole section of transformations that you have to use, and you can talk about whose transformation it was and what they did and what worked for them, you know. And we're all on our own transformation journey, you know. Even if you don't have a physical transformation, what are some things that have mentally happened to you since you started coaching? What are some ways that you've changed, or your mindset even? How has that changed since you've started coaching? Just being a part of something bigger. What is that like for you? Liz, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I was going to, happy birthday again.
Oh, thanks.
But I was going to say that I liked when you talked about kind of looking back at our posts and our office and how they connected to one another, because that's something I really would have never thought of doing. And that I kind of struggled, where I've fallen short a lot, that I've realized is kind of, I thought I needed to focus on quality more than quantity. Like I was like, it's not all about the numbers. It's not all about like inviting people or whatever, like in my head, because I've always been more about quality than quantity. But then I'm realizing that people, even when they say yes, sometimes, you know, they don't always follow through. So you do have to consistently, you know, get those invites out there. So I know that's where I've fallen short in the past. And so a lot of talked about really spoke to me tonight. So it was great.
You know, but every time we say, and I really want to work with you guys on this because it's so true, like your mindset is everything. So when you say those words like I struggle, or, you know, this was a failure for me, or whatever you want to say, start thinking of it as an opportunity to learn from it. So what you just saw or what you just realized, and it's not that quality doesn't matter, but you still have a job to do to invite more people. And it's in quantity and numbers simply means that you have the opportunity to touch more people, to help more people, to inspire more people. And you're not leaving anyone out. You know, you're just extending that opportunity to more people. And you can't, you know, you can feel like for a long time that I really want this person, and I really want this person to change, and I really want this person to, you know, be healthier. But at the end of the day, you can't want it more than somebody else. Let me give you an example. My mom is my best friend. I love her so much. She is so supportive. She loves my business. She loves that I have found something that I am passionate about. But my mom, she is not successful at this in her fitness journey. My mom does not take good care of herself. My mom really struggles with her weight. She struggles with her stress, and she struggles with her blood pressure. And she gets on these little kicks of I'm going to be successful. And then life kind of gets in her way, and she struggles with it. And I always think to myself, that's my failure. You know, that's my failure. And I can get stuck on that. I can get stuck on my mom isn't successful because of me. But I know that's not the case. You know, I know that I can't want it more than my mom wants it. But I also know that the more I just keep doing what I'm doing and talking to her and motivating her and inspiring her, even if it's on my posts or just a quick text message to her, hey mom, I know that you haven't been on the treadmill in a while. Like, why don't you hop on there today? I am going to do it, but I can't stop what I'm doing because one person doesn't want to help themselves. Does that make sense? And it's a close to home kind of one, and it's a hard one. It really is. But you can't just think of one person. You know, you really have to think of the opportunity to help many people individually, one person at a time. But you can't focus so much on one person that doesn't want to focus on themselves. Yeah.
That's happened to me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really want you to shift your mindset into this. This isn't a failure. This isn't on you. This is an opportunity for you to meet more people, to talk to more people. This obstacle was an opportunity for you to reflect and see some things that you yourself can change. Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Do you guys have anything else? I think Rachel had something. If I don't invite, yeah, I take a night off for the first 3 months, and then I skipped here and there because it got hard and I reach out more. But then I felt like I was struggling more. I know consistency is key. I make myself invite every day this month. Yep. And it just starts as 3. And now, Rachel, you can also take those people that may have given you no a couple months back, and you can follow up with them now. It is so key. And then what happens is we lose this momentum, right? When we like we really drive hard for a while, and we go hard, and then we just take off. Like we're like, yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, or I'll focus on it next month, or I'll take a couple days off here and there. Just like our fitness, we know it doesn't work like that. Like you can't just one day decide you want to do it, and then the next day take a day off, and then you go back to it, and then you take a day off, because that gets us nowhere. So I really think that is important. It's definitely an opportunity that you learn from, Rachel. And you are like the queen of consistency for sure in your organization. True. All right. Do you guys have anything else? Any questions? So I'll post the recording in our group. Over the next couple days, we're going to have a couple different people talking on different topics. We're going to talk about inviting. We're going to get more scripts. But like I said at the beginning of this group, this is about giving too. So this isn't just a group where I'm going to throw out information and you're going to take and then maybe do something with it, maybe not do something with it. This is also an opportunity for you to share what is working for you. Or if you feel like, I don't know about this script, I don't know if this is working for me, can you help me with this conversation? This is for you to put in that group too. So this is as much of a group for you as it is for me. So this is truly a team effort in our November kind of kick butt challenge. All right? All right, guys, I will let you go. I hope you have a great night. Bye, guys.